Hey everyone, I'm at the Inverter Service Center where they're getting ready to start a new project. If you're not familiar with the Inverter Service Center, they are electrical systems experts, especially when it comes to mobile solutions. If you want to take the comforts of home or the office on the road or on the water, they're the people to get it done. And I've got Jordan Hall with me. He's one of the technical experts at the Inverter Service Center. Jordan, appreciate you being with me. What's the project you're getting started today?
It's a 2022 Airstream. It's a Flying Cloud 30 FB. We're going to be doing a full system upgrade on this one, so inverter, battery, solar panels, everything that works in this one.
Great. Now, when the customer came to you, what was it that they were trying to accomplish, and what were they looking for exactly?
Yeah, they basically just didn't want to be limited by where they were plugging in at. They wanted to be able to have the freedom to do everything they do in the camper normally at the campground, but not have to be at the campground. They want to do it from wherever.
Sure. Now, this vehicle is fresh off of the assembly line. It's a brand new vehicle that they brought basically from the factory straight to you guys. And then they're decked out with a lot of different electronics on board. What kind of things would you expect to see on there?
This model's got 2 rooftop air conditioners. It's got 2 flat screen TVs. It's got a DC AC refrigerator in there, microwave, outlets, everything in there. I mean, it's got all the creature comforts of home in the trailer.
Plus, they're planning to use it as a home office as well, so they've got to be able to support that wherever they go.
That's right.
So when these things come from the factory, they have shore power connections and you can hook up at a campground. But if you're dry camping or if you're on the road or something like that, you're basically out of luck. You don't have any sort of electrical source, right?
That's right. You're really limited. This thing's only got a 1,000-watt inverter. It just runs 2 TVs is all it does. So if you plan on doing anything more than that, you're kind of screwed till you get to the campsite.
Plus, they have a home office on here. We know they're going to be using that, so we want to make sure that they've got that ability no matter where they go.
That's right.
All right, great. Well, we're really looking forward to seeing what you guys do here, and we'll be checking in throughout the project, so appreciate it.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, so Jordan, we're inside the 2022 Airstream now, and it's been 2 weeks since we last talked. You guys are almost done with this project, and it's looking really good. You've made a lot of progress. I wanted to just kind of start with where we're at in the vehicle. This is underneath the bed, basically. This is the bed frame here. You guys have pulled the mattresses off, and there's a great space here to basically conceal all of the electrical components that you were installing. So I think that's pretty cool. But before you got started installing anything, you had to pull some stuff out, right?
Yeah, so we pulled out the factory original inverter that's mounted in this location. Then we put in this little junction box to basically bypass that whole circuit in there.
And that factory inverter, it was fine, but it was just not going to be big or powerful enough to run all the devices on this vehicle,
yeah,
right?
Not going to run air conditioning or anything like that. It was just running some televisions at that time. That's all it was doing.
Right. So to accomplish what you guys were looking for, which is total power availability no matter where you go, we needed a bigger system. So the first thing that you did is you had to do a little bit of carpentry here because you had this divider wall, but it was sitting out a little bit further. Is that right?
Yeah, it was actually sitting right about in here. Had the inverter mounted behind it and some other components as well. So we've moved it out, cleaned up everything a little bit, mounted this charge controller, and then we scooted the wall over so that we could actually put the battery bank in this space.
Okay, so let's talk about the charge controller, because what that device does is basically converts the power that's coming from the solar panels into something that the batteries can use, right?
That's right, yeah. It's pulling in the voltage. It's around 30 volts coming off the panels, and it's actually bringing it in and converting it to the battery voltage that the batteries need to be charged.
Which is around 14
Between
volts?
14.4 to 13.6, somewhere in there for these kind of batteries.
Gotcha. Now, the panels that you put on the roof, they're not your standard rigid solar panels, right?
No, they're actually called flex panels, so they actually match the contour of the roof up there and kind of make it a great look up there, keep the aesthetics going on.
Sure, it doesn't have any difference in terms of the functionality, but it's just a nice cosmetic piece, especially when you've got an Airstream. You want to have that aerodynamic design, right?
Yeah, a lot of people actually comment that they didn't even notice them up there, that they kind of match and it blends right in, they don't even see them.
Yeah, that's very cool. So once you got those things installed, the next step was really to put the battery bank in. You've got 6 batteries here. This looks like lithium-ion batteries, right?
Yeah, these are battle-born lithium-ion batteries, each one of them 100 amp hours. So we've got 600 amp hours of lithium battery bank in here.
Okay, a lot of power. And you guys have put together all of the cables and the bus bars and everything yourselves, right?
Yeah, we build all that stuff in-house, cables to link, we build the bus bars and everything here.
Oh, very cool. Now, once you've got these batteries in place, I see the very first thing coming off the circuit here is this fuse block, right? What's that for?
Yeah, immediately off the batteries, we always go straight to a fuse. That way, that's the first line of protection. Anything happens, it's going to take the fall for it.
Okay, great. And right from the fuse block, you've got your kill switch here, right?
Yeah, so the customer's actually able to come in here, turn this kill switch, shut everything off. Great thing is that they don't shut off the solar, so if they shut everything down, the solar still charges the batteries for them. So if they're going to store it somewhere, they don't want power draws going on, they can do that, but solar is still going to work for them.
Okay, very cool. So once all of the battery components are in place, then we're moving on to the inverter, and that's really the workhorse of this whole system. What's the inverter that you guys used?
So this is the Victron Multi-Plus 2. Multi-Plus 2 has actually got 2 AC inputs. So being that this is a 50 amp trailer, we're actually able to run both legs of the 50 amp through that inverter and power everything in here off of one inverter.
Okay, and it can handle all the different components that are on this trailer, right?
Yeah, you can turn on either one of the air conditioners, the microwave, anything you want to turn on in here, and it's going to actually run it off this inverter.
Okay, very cool. And this has also got charging capabilities as well, right?
Yeah, it's got a built-in 120 amp charger, so if they plug into shore power or they get their little generator out and fire it up, they can charge the battery bank back up in here.
Okay, very good. Now, the next component that I see you put in is this Servo GX. Now, what does that do exactly?
So the Servo GX is kind of like a hub of everything. So the battery monitor, the inverter, the charge controller, everything runs through the Servo. It actually gives you a communication system that you can use on the screen, or you can view remotely. So wherever you're at, if you want to log into the system, as long as you got internet, you can log in there and see what's going on.
Okay, so let's talk about this control panel because it's really cool. It's another component that's made by Victron, and basically this is a control center for all of the electrical components that you guys are putting in, right?
Yeah, you kind of see it on the screen. You got the battery monitor represented in the bottom left up there. You got the inverter up in the top right, and then you got the solar coming on the bottom right down there as well.
Okay, very good. It's all touch screen, and you know, depending on what you're doing here, this can also be viewed remotely, like you said, you know, on a computer or a phone. If it's hooked up to Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or something, as long as you've got internet access, you can see all of this information from wherever you are.
Yeah, so the customer's logged in. You can see right here, this is imitating basically being remotely. They can be logged in at one time. You can actually touch that screen over there, and it's going to change on their screen wherever they're viewing it at.
Oh, very cool. And that also helps you to remotely walk through any issues that they might have. They call you and they're asking questions. You can log in and see what's going on with their vehicle.
Yeah, again, as long as they've got internet, I can log in there. I can walk them through the system, so I can move their screen around for them, show them where they need to be at, and how to turn things on and off.
That is really, really neat stuff. Now, one other component I wanted to point out down here is this smart shunt, and what's that doing here?
So the smart shunt is the battery monitor. Again, you get represented on the screen up there. Cool thing about the smart shunt's also got Bluetooth built in, so actually you can be outside the trailer or back in the back, look up the batteries real quick, see where you're sitting, if you're good to go or not.
Okay, great. Now, there's one piece of this project that you're just finishing up today, and that's adding a bypass for the whole network, right?
Yeah, so we actually put AC bypasses in these type of systems, especially if everything runs through the inverter. That way, if you're on a long trip somewhere, God forbid something happens to the inverter, trip's not canceled, everything's not ruined. You just go back there and bypass it, and it's back to normal before we ever put the inverter in there. Finish your trip up, come in and get it fixed when you're done.
Yeah, and so you could still use shore power when you make stops or whatever to power everything. Okay, great. Well, it's a great job. You guys have done a wonderful job with this project. Turned it around fairly quickly, and I know that the customers can be happy with the final result. So well done. If you're interested in any type of work like this, just contact us at the number below. You can always find us online at inverterservicecenter.com. If you liked what you see here, then please make sure and like and subscribe to our channel below, or leave any comments if you have questions, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.